Right, hi everybody. I thought we'd learn another song. We thought we'd learn "When I Come Around" by Green Day. Quite simple. The original version doesn't have a capo on, but we in the band at school in Take It to the Bridge, the children will need to sing a bit higher, so we've got a capo on the second fret. Let's have a little listen to how it goes, shall we? Searching for that someone, and it's me out on the prowl as you sit around and feel sorry for yourself. Okay, that's the first half of the first verse. I'm sure if you've been at Clifford Bridge, you will recognise it. If you haven't, I'm sure you know Green Day and you've heard it as well. It's really nice and simple. It's a 5-chord song. The verse has 4 chords. The verse starts with a G. If you were keeping an eagle eye on my fingers there. And then it goes to a D, and then we've got an E minor, and then we've got a C. All chords that we have come across before, so these should be ones that we've all been practicing on other songs or on the practice, and they should be quite simple for us. Okay, so just thing we have to think about really with this song is the strumming pattern. So we're going 3 down strums for the G, okay, then to a D. Those 3 strums, but we're going to go down up at the end. So, and then 1 strum of an E minor. Okay, and then let's just let it ring before we go to a C. And then we have 1, and then we have 1, 2, 3 with 3 down strums. Okay, back to our G. Okay, so that's our sequence for that. Like I always say, that's kind of like the basic strumming pattern we're going to do. If you want to then throw some extra up strums into there, that's absolutely fine. Okay, all you really need to be sure to be careful with within this song is that making sure that you have that E minor just a 1 strum really, because it's a nice kind of break. It's the kind of tension bit in the verse. It's a really important part for the playing the guitar in the verse. Really, really important, I think, that you only play that chord once. Okay, right. I've got all the words, all the chords on attached on the Class Dojo file, so you can pick up all of those for when you want the words. There's lots of words in this. Probably best with this song just to practice the chords a lot before you start with the words, because there's a lot of them, and sometimes the timing of the words and the chords are a bit hard to marry together, at least to begin with. So probably best to really practice your guitar first. Okay, so then when we come to the chorus is just 2 chords. It's just 2 chords. It's 1 chord that's been in the song already, which is C, and then the other chord is an A minor. So in the chorus we have an A minor. No time to search the world, to a C. You know where I'll be found. So it's A minor to C, A minor to C. And if you want to just do down strums on that like I was, it sounds quite good, I think. To search the world around. And then you can always throw in just an upstrut between when you change back from your C to your A minor. Don't you know where I'll be found? And then you just no guitar, no strumming at all. If you notice there that I just put my hands over the strings there just to mute them rather than having them ringing out on that bit. So it's 'cause you know where I'll be found when I come and when you get the round, you go back to starting the chords from the verse. So the G, so the okay, so that goes around twice, and then you're on to the next verse. I heard it all So that's all those bits. I've barreled through that quite quickly, gone through it quite quickly, because the chords aren't that hard, especially for people who've been playing the guitar for a little bit now. But what I wanted to introduce is that there's a nice little guitar solo that's really, really nice to play in this. It's quite simple, and so I thought, well, we'll have a go at playing it for this one. What you need to be able to do, use your first finger and hold down the first and second strings at the 5th fret there, please. Thank you very much. And then if you play them like this, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. So on the 1 you're playing the top string, and the 2 you're playing the second string. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Don't be saying 1 2 1 2 all the time, okay? But that's the kind of tempo we're going for. So 1 2 1 2. So we do that 1 2 1 2, and then we're going to put our third finger on the 7th fret at the first string, keeping the other your other fingers where it was. Okay, don't worry about moving that. Keep that nice and held down, and we'll just do that one. So all we're doing, we're maintaining that same tempo, that same rhythm, but we're just pressing down. Instead of the first string being pressed down at the 5th fret, we're now pressing down at the 7th fret. Okay, and then with that third finger, then you can press down your second finger at the 7th fret, and then we're going to go down to the 3rd fret there. Well, it's the 1st fret up from the cap, obviously, on the 2nd string. So it should sound a bit like, hopefully, when it's all together. And then that goes into the chorus. That guitar solo is played over the top of the chords for the verse. So the G. Okay, so you can hear I was playing the guitar solo using my voice there for a second. Okay, so all it really is the melody that the voice has been singing for the verses anyway. Okay, it's a nice one to practice. Okay, and then you can always, and then if you notice, then when I got to the end. And it goes into the A minor for the chorus. Okay, right. I'm going to have a little go at singing the whole lot. Let's see how this goes. It's a pretty hard song to sing, I have to say, because there's a lot of words. So let's give it a try, and we'll see how we go. Someone, and it's me out on the prowl as you sit around I come around. No time to search the world around, 'cause you know where I'll be found when I come around. When I come around. When I come around. When I come around. And you can stretch out or shorten the end as much as you like. Well, have fun playing that, and I'll see you soon. See you next time. Thought make a little comment about, obviously when we're playing When I Come Around, we were playing with the capo on the 2nd fret. So what we're effectively doing, we were playing a G chord at the 2nd fret. So we had our capo on, and when we were playing a G shape, we weren't actually playing the chord of G. We were actually playing the chord of A. Okay. Because what happens when you are putting a capo on, you are raising the pitch of all the strings. Each time you raise it, you put the capo on for each fret. You raise the tone by all the notes by 1 semitone. So if we normally were playing a G there, we're playing a G 2 frets further up and using the capo there. Instead of playing a G, we're playing G, then 1 semitone extra would be G sharp or A flat. And then another semitone up, we're then playing an A. So by the same token, so if you haven't got a capo, or if you're playing a lot more sort of lead guitar, you wouldn't want a capo on there. What you would do is you would play the same chords but with different shapes. That's all you're really doing. Okay. So instead of playing a G shape, if you're playing without a capo, we play the A. Okay. And then we play E next instead of a D, because E is 2 semitones up from D. And then instead of the E minor that we are playing, the E minor shape, we are playing an F sharp minor. Now F sharp minor is a bar chord. Now if you look, it's that E minor shape. If I put the capo on there, all you're really doing, there's your 2 fingers making the E minor shape, and then all you're really doing, your capo, it's an E minor shape, but you're playing an F sharp minor chord, because your capo is the equivalent of, if I take that off all of a sudden, that's making the same shape as it's doing that. Okay. All right. So I'm just move my fingers out because I'm using my first finger for my bar to bar all the way across. So then and then to a D. It should have been a C you're playing. So C was two semitones up from C is a D. C, then C sharp, then D. Okay. So in effect, it would sound like this instead. Okay, and you can play that all open instead of using the capo and playing those different chord shapes that we were playing originally. And then the only difference is then for the chorus, because normally it should be, we had our capo at the 2nd fret, and we're normally playing an A minor to a C. So what we're going to be playing this time, instead of the A minor, we're playing a B minor, which is that A minor shape, but instead of having the capo there, we've got to use our finger. So, and then we were playing a C when we had the capo. So since we don't have a capo, we're going to be 2 semitones up from C, so we're going to be playing a D. So, no time to search the world. I went back to the original chord. No time to search the world around. Don't you know where I'll be found when I come around? Okay, So you could always try that as well. If you don't use a capo, use those different chord shapes. Most of them, the reason why people do it a lot of the time is that if you aren't comfortable doing your bar chords, that makes it easier to play because you don't have to use bar chords. Okay, but something like an F sharp minor is quite a nice one to start with already. You just got a bit of stretching to do with those fingers, and you're not pressing anything down on there. I know it's hard to see. I'm trying to move it around so you can see in between where my fingers are. It's tricky. Okay, give that a try if you want to. Instead, give that a try instead of using the open chords. But like I always say, I want you to have a go at singing and playing and having just having some fun. But that's just for those people who maybe think, I wonder if what would happen next. What if I didn't have a capo? How could I do it? There we go. That's how other guitarists would do it if they didn't have a capo. Right. See you soon.